Okie dokie. So here we go. Looking up here, please. You got to be able to solve this warm up, but I will say, first of all, sorry, Unit 8. We took the test yesterday. We'll go over it tomorrow, maybe? Corrections and all that good stuff. But now we are moving on to the next thing. What's the next test we have coming up here? Sorry, lost my pen. What's the next test we have coming up? The STAAR test, right? So as I've been saying, like yesterday, Wednesdays after school, you get free tutoring, free attendance hours, and snacks, okay? If you come for an hour and a half, we'll give you 2 hours. We'll round you up, okay? So if you need hours, you should definitely go on Wednesdays, an hour and a half, okay? But you have to stay the hour and a half. I'm saying? Now, how do you solve an equation with one variable, one letter? How do you do that in Desmos? Okay, y'all remember doing that earlier this year because we definitely did it. Okay, you could do it by hand. It would be a bunch of steps, but we are going to memorize how to type this in to Desmos. Okay, so here's the dealio. If I take this and I copy it into Desmos, will it give me the answer? Let's find out. Okay, is everyone looking up here? Sorry, this has been a slow start. Look, look, look. Not your phone. Look up here. Do you see that when you type it into Desmos, nothing happens? No graph, no answer. So you should know, and if not, now's the time to memorize this. What do you have to change about that equation to make it give you the answer? All right, good. So it won't work with an equal sign. Do y'all remember what we put instead of equals? Squiggle is what I call it, but it's on your keyboard control underneath the escape sign on the left. You get a squiggle. Sorry, shift underneath the escape sign. So I need it to be a squiggle, which is called a tilde, however you want to say it. Okay, but I still don't have the answer because I need to change X. What do I change X to? Any letter besides X or Y, and I've always picked N. Pick N, okay? But if you want to pick A, that's fine. Just not X, not Y. I like N because it's like number, okay? So X won't work, give me an N. 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 X won't, an N. And there we are, the answer. Now I made this ugly equation up, and I got an ugly answer, 0.085, okay? Well, that would be really tough to, whoops. That would be really tough to solve by hand. You could do it, but we gotta remember, there is a way to just use Desmos to get the answer. You use the letter N, not X, and you gotta use a squiggle. Now look, here's a formula chart. Your formula chart is not gonna tell you to do that. You actually just have to know it in your brain, okay? So what we're gonna do up until April 22nd is continue to get practice. If you ever feel like, Mr. G, this is annoying, I know how to do this, why do we keep doing the same thing? That's a good thing. That means you've mastered it and you're not going to miss it on the STAAR test, right? Okay, so I know this is going to be a season, a whole unit, okay, like a 19 more days, whatever, not okay, subtract the weekends, okay. However, let's see, how many days? Today's the 3rd. And then the test is on the 22nd. So we have today and tomorrow, 2 weekday weeks, and then 21st. Okay, so that's what, 13 days, including today. So again, I'm going to be annoying, not on purpose. It's going to be redundant. It's just we got to know these basic skills. That way you have the best way of getting the right answer because you don't want to be stuck taking this test over and over and over. I've seen it. I've seen people who took it multiple times sophomore year, and then again junior year. And then by your senior year, you were like, man, Algebra 1 was 3 years ago. What is all this stuff? It's like, if you just do it the first time, life is good. That's why we want you to come get free snacks, free fun, free games on Wednesdays after school and hours. Okay? So that's my pitch. Now here's the deal. Today, our little unit of STAAR prep, we're going to do what's called a I hate to say the word test, but it's a little 5 questions. You're going to do it on your own. No notes, no talking to anybody. Just I want to know what you know. And then we're going to give you something similar to it at the end and see if you've improved, right? In theory, either you already know everything or you've improved over time. That's the goal, okay? So I'm going to give you that. It shouldn't take all class. And then the last little piece of class, I'm going to use my laser pointer, and we're all going to just identify stuff on the testing website. Where are the things you need to find? I'm going to point it out, and you're going to tell me where it is. That's going to be verbal identifying stuff, okay? So let me go get those tests, y'all. Again, tests. And then we'll get started with the next part.